What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla King of the Monsters news and updates. So in this one, chapter time's the description below. We're going to start out here with a meme that comes to us from, I believe, like Godzilla memes or someone. I don't know. It's tagged on here. You can see it. It's making fun of the absurd amount of people who are just, they're really sticking to their guns here, right? That Anguirus and Kumonga are going to be in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And it's not impossible. We've done multiple videos discussing this in the past, so I'm not actually going to get into it here. But it is important to note that this isn't the first time the Godzilla fan base has done this. Do you not remember back in 2014 when we all went crazy about Rodan in the Godzilla 2014 trailer? It wasn't Rodan. It's probably not Kumonga and probably not Anguirus. That's just, there's precedent for it. That it is what it is. But hey, if you really want it to be Anguirus, why don't you go pop on over to my previous video and then you'll hear my full opinions on it. Hey, Real Nelson did an awesome D-Man 1954 character. This is a drawing he did of me in character style. I think this is awesome. I'm so impressed by all the fan art, guys. It's awesome. I really like it. Thank you so much. I like how he used my real background, but I don't see me in that at all. Is my neck really that thin? How did it fit behind that neck on the character there? That's impressive. Also, he put the iconic Invasion of Astro Monster hoodie on there. I like that. I'm not wearing it in this video right now because it's too staticky for me to wear, but I wear that thing all the time, so it'll show back up. Matt posted some real cool Godzilla King of the Monsters art with all your characters here. Looks awesome. Great job, Matt. Tristan J posted his Ghidorah art. It is so cool. Ghidorah looks very menacing in this picture. Very powerful, actually. I wouldn't say menacing is the word I'd use now that I think about it. He looks very powerful, very strong in this picture. I like it a lot. Doodle by Scott posted his Godzilla King of the Monsters art. This looks amazing. I think the colors are really good. They pop. They're very vibrant. Rodan looks awesome. I like Ghidorah's silhouette. Mothra looks really good. This is great art right here. Chris Willett posted his Godzilla King of the Monsters GMK style art. Looks incredible. You've got your Mothra larva, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Godzilla all here. It's done in the exact same style as the GMK poster from 2001. Looks incredible. One thing I would say is I know we're not getting Baragon in the movie, but why'd you cut my boy Rodan out of the poster? Why couldn't you replace Baragon with Rodan, man? That's disrespectful. No, I'm just kidding. This is amazing art. Yeah, this is really impressive. Great job, man. This is awesome. Speaking of awesome art, Matt Frank posted a picture of his finalized Ghidorah art piece. Matt Frank's artwork, when is it not incredible? And finally, we'll end it with a piece from Kaiju Artist on Instagram. This is super impressive. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah looks pretty movie accurate. The size, it looks like it'll actually be the size of the monsters. I like the storm around Ghidorah. That's what we will be seeing in the new movie. I think this is just incredible. This looks like an awesome painting that I'd like to have. This is so good. I love this. Well, we're on the Ghidorah topic. Richard Dorton, who plays King Ghidorah's left head, took to Twitter to wish Ghidorah a happy birthday a few days ago on the anniversary of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Alan Maxon, who plays Ghidorah's right head, followed that up with a similar tweet wishing Ghidorah a happy birthday. I love it. I love the fan support. I think these guys are awesome. And speaking of these guys, these motion capture actors, we have the recent announcement that these motion capture actors, including Alan Maxon, Jason Lyles, Richard Dorton, and TJ Storm, will be going to an anime convention in Houston called Anime Matsuri. This will be over summer in June, I believe. I'm pretty excited about that. They will be having their own Godzilla King of the Monsters motion capture panel. I have been in talks with the convention themselves about potentially me going to the convention. That should be awesome. Hopefully that all goes through. Hopefully it's all good. I'm excited for it, but at this point I can't say I'm actually going to get to go because we're having some troubles actually getting these emails to go through for whatever reason. My emails are not making it to them, which I find very interesting because that's never been a problem I've had before, but that's how it is. My emails can't reach them, but they keep emailing me and I keep trying to get back to them. So we'll see. If I go, that'll be awesome. If I don't, that's a shame, but that your actual Godzilla King of the Monsters motion capture actors will be there. Michael Dougherty got to live it up at Toho Studios. It's awesome, man. He got to put on the GMK mask. I'm so jealous. All right, listen. Before I die, I really, this will never happen, but in an ideal world, I'd get to wear a Godzilla suit at least once. An actual Toho screen-used Godzilla suit. That'd be amazing. that would be the lifetime opportunity that you could not miss. So seeing Michael Dougherty in this mask is incredible. That's so cool. He also got to go to the Godzilla and Mothra studio lots at Toho. That's awesome. You know, these are big murals they got on their walls, really cool. And then he got to look at the Serizawa helmet along with the Oxygen Destroyer, the original prop, I believe. I know that one of the original props is like in some private collector's house, but I think this is probably the second, because I know they made 2 for that original movie. I think that is supposed to be official. It could be, I don't know actually for sure. But either way, Michael Dougherty got to live it up at Toho Studios. It's awesome. The Monarch website has some recent reveals, not really, but you know, they're doing their civilian sightings still. They have a Godzilla cloud formation, and then they have Ghidorah storm clouds in Australia. The big thing that we're going to talk about this episode is Total Film Magazine. We did cover this in a previous news update, sort of. We covered the one quote from Michael Dougherty in which he said the gloves are off for this film. But now we have the full article that we can discuss thanks to Gormoru Island, linked down below. And we've already talked about the big HD still image that they have released of Godzilla rising up out of the water, so we don't need to retread and cover that here. You can go check out that previous video for all of that. Right now, we can talk about all the major reveals we got from the article. We'll break it down from Michael Dougherty's quotes specifically, and I'm not actually going to read the full quotes. Those are linked down below. You can just go check them out, but I'll paraphrase his article. Basically, he says that the movie is going to have increased intensity from any other MonsterVerse film we've gotten so far, specifically Godzilla 2014. There will be lots of monsters in it. Of course, he is referring to Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Rodan, but he is also referring to the other new titans we will be seeing in the movie that are not our Toho boys. He says that the gloves are off for this film and that there is no slow buildup or teasers like there were in Godzilla 2014. Not like there was in Godzilla 2014. Not to say that there won't be any buildup or any slow buildup at all. He's just saying that whereas Godzilla 2014 did a lot of cat and mouse stuff with the airport scene with Godzilla specifically, where you get to see little glimpses of Godzilla but not really, and then he's fully revealed and you cut away and you have to wait till the ending fight sequence to actually get him back. We're not going to get that for this movie. We're actually going to get these fight sequences. We're actually going to get to see these monsters throughout. Although, that's to say, Michael Dougherty still says he loves Gareth Edwards' Godzilla 2014, which is good. It's not like he's saying, I hated the 2014 Godzilla. I'm glad they brought me on so I can do it better. He is saying this with respect, that unlike Gareth Edwards, which he did like that approach, he's going to take a different approach to his movie. He also says we will see a fully developed and capable Monarch in this movie, which I am very excited about. You guys know from my previous videos, I'm pretty critical of Monarch because they're not very good at what they do. What we've seen in Skull Island is Monarch on the end of their days. They're about to be shut down, and so they have one last mission to prove monsters exist. If they can do that, then they're back in it. And they do that. So yeah, in Kong Skull Island, they have an excuse to be incompetent because they are literally being shut down and they are just trying to prove that the monsters exist. By any means necessary, they do that. They actually succeed perfectly, so they're fully capable and competent of what they want to achieve in that movie. They get their funding. By the post-credit scene, they turn out to be a full organization that's being funded again. Cut to Godzilla 2014, and they make one of the biggest monster movie mistakes I've ever seen, where they know the monster's there, and it's in a dormant stage for like 10, 14 years, but instead of actually handling the situation, they built a little electric net around it. Like, what the hell? In the Showa Godzilla movies, they're like building massive electric towers that fire down on Godzilla, and they actually do some damage in MonsterVerse Godzilla. Like, they do that on command. Like, they don't have time to prepare for that. They do that with a week advance. When you jump to movies like 2014 where they have a lot of time to prepare and they just don't, it's kind of inexcusable. You'd think they'd have some sort of big bomb ready to drop on that Muto's head if the net didn't work, but they didn't. And I know we're trying to take a really realistic approach with the MonsterVerse, so they're not going to have some crazy sort of maser tanks ready to go to kill the Mutos, but I'm just saying I would have come up with a little bit more of a creative solution for how the Muto got out of his cage and how he didn't get hurt by Monarch. I would have had Monarch a little bit more prepared to go for the Mutos hatching. So I'm excited that we are getting a fully capable Monarch in this movie. Of course, we know they have massive underground bunkers with the Muto's head in there. We also know that they have Monarch bases all over the world, including in Antarctica, where they have Ghidorah contained. I'm sure that won't be Monarch's fault with Ghidorah getting out. I feel like that'll be a direct result of Charles Dance's character attacking Monarch. I think in other locations, such as like the Rodan situation, there's not much he can do to contain a volcano from erupting. And in cases like Mothra, they actually want her to hatch because they can kind of control her. I think we are going to get to see a much more developed and capable Monarch. I'm really excited about that based off the trailer alone, but now it is good to have the confirmation from Michael Dougherty that we will get to see that. We have the interesting reveal that the reason Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah Mothra, or at least I think Mothra and Rodan, wake up is because Earth is on the brink of self-destruction and they are waking up to basically take back the planet. And he just says Titans in general, but I do believe that is specifically referring to Mothra and Rodan. I think Ghidorah will be awoken by Charles Dance with the monster DJ box. I think that'll wake him up from the ice. And I think the other monsters around the world will be woken up by Ghidorah himself or Charles Dance once again using that monster DJ box. The whole idea of Earth on the brink of self-destruction as a result of mankind's intervention on the planet, it's not new to the Godzilla franchise. We've gotten it in movies like MonsterVerse Godzilla, Godzilla-verse Ghidorah especially, Godzilla-verse Gigan, Godzilla-verse Mechagodzilla, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle. This is nothing new. We have had this idea for almost as long as we've had Godzilla. Even the 1954 movie, the big idea was, if we keep testing nuclear weapons, we will create the downfall of mankind. However, I think in this case, it's much more pollution related than it is nuclear weapons related. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe King of the Monsters will go back to the 54 roots of the nuclear allegory, but I do think it is leaning more towards the idea of mankind in general. With our technology, we are destroying the planet. I think that's the direction we're going. Michael Dougherty elaborates a little bit on that, saying that this film will cover deeper themes in allegory and that will stick true to the original intent of the character. And if he weren't to add these deeper themes and allegory into the movie, he would be making just another generic big dumb monster movie. He says that's what separates Godzilla from other monsters, is that Godzilla has always been much more political and relevant than other monsters. I definitely agree with him. You know, he goes on to say, like, if you question why I put these themes into my movie, then you're not an actual Godzilla fan or whatever. It's not quite that harsh. He doesn't word it quite that harsh, but that is the general gist of what he's saying, is like, if you really don't understand, then you never will understand because you're not a real Godzilla fan. I don't think it's that surprising when Godzilla fans have political opinions. I think that's just kind of an extension of being a true Godzilla fan or a deep Godzilla fan who actually goes in there and likes to watch for the themes as well. Not to say that if you don't watch for the themes, you're not a true Godzilla fan, but if you're really going deep into the movies, you're going to pick up on that stuff. The last little bit of the Total Film Magazine article reveals that Michael Dougherty united with the other MonsterVerse directors to discuss the direction and the future of the MonsterVerse, so that's really fun. They talked about Gareth Edwards, Jordan Vogt-Roberts, Michael Dougherty, and Adam Wingard all got together to swap some stories. That's awesome. That's all we're going to do for this video, though. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. D-Man, out.